We've been working on a one-stop shop integrated hub for IoT firmware devices.
Like a mix between a $1 million homepage and decentralized.
Global directory.
A social network.
Peer-to-peer file sharing.
Spreadsheet app for stock market.
Custodial wallet.
A decentralized e-commerce protocol.
Python tooling for the Filecoin network.
I was looking at this more as a way to get familiar with the technology.
I guess I was bored. I wanted to work on something really cool.
An experiment where we can see how far can we go.
You literally can build a company in 48 hours.
You're feeling like you're in the middle of a big movement that's going to replace everything we know currently about how that technology is working. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, right? Like being part of something that's most likely will change the world as we know it.
We're coming up to the end of HackFS, a large hackathon focused on Web3, dApps, and the Protocol Labs ecosystem. Hackathons are like little cities that come together for a short period of time, and like a city, different people get different things out of them. People are making important contributions to the whole decentralized ethos and the Web3 ecosystem from all over the world. This is a global revolution. It's not one that's just happening in one place at Silicon Valley.
You get asked this even on job interviews, like, can you describe how the internet functions from going to a domain name and serving that content? And whenever you walk through that, you kind of get this picture of all of these connections going through this bottleneck.
Our implementation relies on a central server.
When you're sharing files, why do you have to go upload it to a website and then someone else has to download it from that website? Why can't I just send you the files directly?
These companies have now become so big and they control the internet. The democracy in having another company set up is now becoming very, very difficult.
A lot of the structures that we inherited that were sort of built over time are maybe not the best infrastructural choices or like the best protocol choices that we should have going forward.
The internet feels a bit broken today because, I mean, if Trump can say we don't want TikTok, so we can just dismiss it, this is not the world we want to live in, right?
It's impossible to think of a future where we have full agency and we have full independence without these technologies succeeding.
In the last 80 years, computing has effectively transformed most of humanity. We have now superpowers that our ancestors would really not distinguish from magic. Billions of humans and trillions of computers live and work together, deeply integrated. Everything you do day to day tends to be mediated in some way by computers. More and more what humans do has migrated to the computing medium and is now powered by the internet. The computing platforms of today are going to shape the way that humanity operates for many decades to come.
This new world that we want to build, one that is meaningfully decentralized, one where people have open access, but without the trade-off of giving up all of your data to some third party. That can only happen if people build this future.
Web3 is the next iteration of this fundamental superpower granting machineries, which takes the web from being a read-write medium to finally being a trustable medium by adding verifiability.
And so this idea of, hey, we could actually have a more local, more resilient internet where even if some service or data center goes down somewhere else, I can still have my data locally. I can still operate on my applications.
It's opened up yet another whole new horizon of opportunities.
Because it lets you build systems that you couldn't build in any other way.
Web 3.0 is something that's really, really useful for us for having no single point of failure and just making the application as resilient and secure as possible in general.
Yeah, and of course, decentralized file systems and blockchains are the key technology to open this world.
If it's this totally decentralized system that can run the code, you can deliberately give up that power and control.
I think that putting decentralized technical systems in place will allow us to replace centralized technologies. I don't believe in some kind of bloody revolution or that we need riots in the streets. I think that if we are smart about the way we handle things, we can start building decentralized technologies that simply make this other centralized systems obsolete.
Because we're in such an early stage where there are so many new ideas being tested all the time, hackathons allow for this rapid iteration to quickly see, have you figured out something that really has potential? And we've seen so many projects come out of our hackathons that have gone on to become critically successful companies.
So many of the people in the IPFS ecosystem came from these sorts of events. So now like the biggest champions is now like one of the main ways that people persist their content in the IPFS network.
They were extremely creative about how they combine these different solutions and solving real world problems with using Web3 tech when certain technologies are new. I think hackathons are a really great way to start getting developers just onboarded into the technology and into the ecosystem.
These are the future. They're the future of Web3, and they're identifying problems, working together, finding collaborators, helping make the protocol better, and upgrading the whole ecosystem.
HackFS was really impressive, like the organization, the workshops.
I'm guessing not a lot of hackathons are run this well. Like I do think we got the Cadillac service here.
It laid out the guide to all the information that we needed.
All the judges and mentors feels like a complete university experience.
It was just great to just be able to just instantly get responses like that.
They want to see us be successful as hackers.
They motivate people who already have ideas in mind to put into practice, put into the market.
Hackathon is always really good to meet new people and to work together with other people with the same interests.
I was blown away by how everybody just worked and just kind of put it whatever they had.
Being recognized on the final round is more like, oh yeah, like it's not just me that thinks the idea is good. It's not just us. They also recognize that we're solving a real problem. We now do have plans. We were discussing about maybe use part of the award to maintain our project. So there's some basic infrastructure costs, for example, where we could use that to reinvest into the project so that it won't just die out.
We are planning on continuing sail plan. We don't think it's finished. Even since the end of the hackathon, we've continued to update it and improve on it. I met my partner. Wouldn't have happened without the hackathon. So definitely, thank you, HackFS.
You're so lucky to have one of the most supportive, most collaborative, most helpful communities. It's amazing.
Ask someone for help. You will be surprised how friendly and engaged people in this space are.
You see this a similar twinkle in their eye of just holy shit, it finally clicked, or there's more I can do with this, and this is so exciting.
On average, about 30% of the people that come to our events, say that they are beginners or they're new to this whole thing, and they always have a great time. And there's also just no better way to learn than just to jump into it and try and build something. Just start doing things and the world will kind of go along with you as you try.